And I'm her co-pilot. Co-pilot.
A holds layer is very important when you're coloring because it can allow you to take two objects that are on the same visual plane and visually push one back to where it looks like it's in the distance. For example, on this Wonder Woman piece by Atomic Art, if there were mountains in the background, then if the line art was left black, she would be on the same visual plane as the mountains. The lines are exactly the same. But if I took the black lines for the mountains and colored them, brown or light gray, then it makes it look like they faded into the background. So your focus stays on Wonder Woman, and the rest of the information is picked up by your brain secondary. It's not going to be as strong in the image as the main character. So a holds layer lets you color just the line art. And it's also fun on effects like this gem or this clasp. If I wanted to make this gold or make it a ruby or make it shine, then having black line art is going to cut that. It's not going to be as strong. It's going to mess up your visual cues. But if I can color that line art and make it blend in to the colors I'm using, then it's going to help it appear shiny, help it appear like the light is reflecting on it. Hold layers are also really good if you're doing effects like superhero effects or lightning, because when your artist draws lightning, they just draw black lines. Well, you obviously don't want your lightning to be black lines. So what you want to do is be able to color those lines, keep them there, but color them white or bright blue, pale bright blue, or even yellow color, so that it's not breaking up your visual information. It will actually help enhance the lighting effect that you're using. So in Photoshop, to create this, you want to take your clean line art. I'm going to turn off my layer for my original, and this is my clean line art, and I want to select all. And then edit and copy. Now what you're going to want to do with that copy is not put it on another layer. What you want to do is go by your layers tab. There should be a channels tab. And you want to put in a new channel by pressing this little plus sign. And it's going to pop in. Your channel will probably show up black. It might show up white. It doesn't matter. But it's going to automatically name it Alpha 1. If you want to rename it, that's okay. You can. You don't have to. Now we want to go Edit, Paste. Now we have a channel, Alpha 1, that looks exactly like our clean line art in our Layers tab. So back in Channels, this is the tricky part. If I just went in and tried to use the selection tools to select the lines or even select the white space around the lines and invert my selection, Photoshop doesn't grab everything. If you do that and then you try to make a holds layer, you're going to be missing some information. There will be parts of lines that aren't there, or your lines can turn out very pixelated. So what you want to do is over in your Channels tab, press Control on your keyboard and hover your mouse over the little thumbnail and then click your mouse button. Now that's created a selection. And it's going to scare you a little bit, but I promise it will be okay. Because if you zoom in on your selection, there are parts missing. Now visually in Photoshop, there are parts missing, but it actually has selected everything. So don't worry about it right now. So with that selected, we're not going to copy it or anything. You just select it and go back into your layers. Create a brand new layer and hide the line art that you had. You should look like this. You can see the selection lines, the little marching ants, but there's nothing else on here. Okay. The next part is going over into your colors and making sure you're on pure black and white. Now, if I went Edit, Fill with my foreground color, it's going to do this. And that is exactly opposite of what I want. So what you need to do is when you're at this stage, you need to say Select Inverse. So it's going to actually change what it's selected. Then we're going to go Edit, Fill with our black. There you go. Now we can select and go to Deselect. All the line art is there. Now, to be able to see it better, we need to make a new layer under our line art layer and fill that with white. And there she is. There's one last step to making a holds layer, which is what really makes it a holds layer. Go up on here. You want to label it holds. And then you want to press this little checkerboard icon. And this locks the transparent pixels. It's going to make it so it doesn't color all over the place. It only colors what's on that layer. And a little lock sign will show up on your layer. Now, the fun part. You can go in here with any color you want, and your brush or your pencil tool, and you can color it. You choose something that's easy to see. You can color it. I mean, you can scribble all over the place, and the only thing it's going to do is color that line art. This can give you some really fun options, because even this, just coloring the pencils on here, makes a really fun style. It would be great for an art book or promotional art, where you just want to add a little more pizzazz to what you have without putting a lot of time into making something look fresh. Okay. You can also, let's change that back to black. Oh, my opacity is low. I need to make sure it's all the way up. There you go. Okay. You can also use your selection tool on this holds layer. Select around the area you want, and get off black. Just color that spot. So that's a really strong tool. I never, ever, ever color without having a holds layer. Even when I think I might not need it, I make one just in case. Because, you know, as you paint and as you color, you're going to find out that there might be opportunities for you to add in lighting or fade something in the background to really make that main focus image pop. Alright, so have fun with that. I'll be back in another video where I am actually going to start painting Atomic Arts Wonder Woman. Alright, see ya.